Hey, Michael, so talk to us. Tell me one or a couple video marketing strategies that you know can definitely help other practice owners out if we were to implement it today.
Yeah, so we love video. I feel like video has just become one of the most powerful ways that you can connect to a new audience and an existing audience, right? It really gives people the ability to reach through the screen and see what you're about. And so we're big fans of video, and I would say that whether that's professionally done video, which our team loves doing, we fly all over the country and sit down with practices, or whether it's do-it-yourself video. And I think this gets overlooked all the time. I know in the past, one of the things we've talked about on previous episodes is just how amazing it is that we have these smartphones in our pockets that, like literally deliver 4K video. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
unbelievable. I remember little fun fact about me back when I was younger, I thought I was going to go into filmmaking. That's what I like thought about every day. I made a bunch of movies, loved it, and paid like $10,000 for this fancy camera, and it did like 720p for those people that are like, camera nerds out there. You know what, the 720p, like that was mind blowing at the time, and now it's like
Mhm.
4K in your pocket, like unbelievable. So with that in mind, what I thought we could talk about today was sort of do-it-yourself approach to video. And so at Wonderist, we have this guide that we give to our clients when they sign up, and it literally shows them how to make their own branding video. And so a branding video is just sort of this general video that introduces the practice and introduces the dentist, right? So it's just the overall practice brand. And I thought today it might make sense to walk through what our formula is for anyone that's interested in saying, well, gosh, maybe I could do this myself. I don't have thousands of dollars sitting around to pay someone to do this. I'm going to take a stab at this myself. So um, there's kind of this first part, the setup part that we talk about, and there's the most important thing that I think often gets overlooked is good lighting. Now, before people freak out and say, so wait, this guy's telling me I need to go like get lighting kits and all this stuff, like, nope, not the case. Oftentimes your best lighting source is just gonna be a window. You can find a window in your office, and here's the trick, right? Don't stand in front of it and have someone film you with your back to the window, right? What you want to do is you want to face the window and have the person with the camera have their back to the window so that the light is shining on your face, and you're well lit. So that's oftentimes where we see videos that are do it yourself fall apart right away, is that the lighting just isn't good,
Mhm.
and that can make all the difference. Second thing, and again, you can use a tripod. I'm a big fan of saying just find a camera person, right? Get someone on your team to hold the camera. Honestly, I kind of prefer a little bit of that movement. If you anyone that remembers 24 coming out, like our minds were blown with like the shaky camera, right? And everyone's like, this is so cool. And I think ever since then, we've seen in film and video that people really embraced a little bit more of a raw and real style. So you don't need to worry about having this like perfectly locked down tripod shot. And then you need to identify who the speaker is going to be, right? Now, this is where things get interesting. You could have the doctor be the speaker, right? And a lot of times that makes sense. Hey, welcome to my practice. Or sometimes if you're like, listen, I'm just not the right person for that. I don't do well on camera. I don't like that. You can have someone else do that too. You could have someone on your team that you feel like is the right person. Just make sure you really feel like they're going to be there for a while. You don't want to film this and then 6 weeks later feel like you have to film it again.
Mhm.
So those are the first three things that we want to make sure we talk about before we move forward.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. So the next thing, I think this is often the hardest part for people. This is the blocker when they're like, I know I should do this video thing, but like I don't know what to say. And so we're making that really easy today. So if anyone's been feeling like that, like I don't know what to say, we literally have a script for you, and I'm just briefly going to read through it right now so you have it, and then you can download this guide. We're going to give you this guide so you have it, and you can come back and make this your own. Right? It's not locked in stone. My wife Laura likes to say guideposts, not handcuffs. I think that's a great
Mhm.
great expression. So here's what we want to do. First of all, introduce ourselves. We forget to do this all the time. But hey, I'm Dr. Insert name of Insert Practice. And then the next thing that we want to do is to visually walk people through the practice, help them see themselves there. So you want to say something like, when our patients, or when you walk into the office, the first thing they'll notice is, and then you can talk about it. You can notice our friendly team, greeting you at the door. You can notice an opened reception area with large TV that's playing your favorite movies and a coffee bar. And again, we're probably speaking a little bit post-pandemic here, right? I know a lot of people are still like, nobody's coming into the office, but for a lot of people, I think, especially now we're seeing that transition back. Film this for evergreen content, not for the, if you're still like, well, we're kind of a little bit, it's a little different than it was. Talk about how it's going to be, but describe the practice. Then this is, I think, the biggest part. What makes you different? And anyone that's listened to Michael and I talk in the past knows that we're all about helping you figure out what makes you different. This probably should not sound like, what makes our office different is we treat you like family. That might be true, but you need to dig deeper than that. Find something that is really unique about you. And if you need help with that, reach out. We have another guide that we use with our clients, and that might be a good starting point for you. Then we want to talk about, we take a lot of pride in. This would be a good place to say treating everyone like their family, or the technology that we offer in our office, or the commitment to education, and then provide an example. We sit down knee to knee and we have this awesome technology where we literally show people how procedures work. So that's a good place to put that information. And then we move on to, we also know not everyone likes going to the dentist. We want to be sensitive to that. So we go out of our way to make patients comfortable by. What do you do? What are the creature comforts, right? This could be, hot towels. This could be headphones, Netflix. It could just be the way that you treat people, right? All those things are important. And then as we kind of round this out, we're going to say, making sure we have the best, insert blank, to help our patients is the top priority for us. Again, this is where you can lean in a direction: technology, education, commitment to care. You really lean towards your practice. That's why we invested in, again, what makes sense for you. We go to courses all around the country to learn more about these procedures, or we have a cone beam machine. It's different for every practice. It's kind of like a Mad Libs, right? Like you can make this what you want. And then this allows us to, so tell the patients what the value is. Like if I were to say to Michael, hey, Michael, we have a CEREC mill. And Michael's like, I don't know what a CEREC mill is. He's like, cool. I don't know what that means. But then you could say, which allows us to literally, replace and build a crown the same day. So you don't have to come back over the course of 6 weeks. And then finally, we close with, when patients leave our practice after treatment, we want them to feel, insert how you want them to feel. And I like this because it really connects with, like, this is our goal for you. We want them to feel cared for. We want them to feel that they can trust us. We want them to feel educated, right? That everybody who's going to lean into something different. Don't pick all those words, pick one and really lean into it. So you don't need to be everything, just be one thing really powerfully. And then we finish with, if we can do that, then I think we've done our job. So this is a script that we feel works really well. It really comes across in a really authentic way, and you can make it your own. So we wanted to give that to everybody today.
That's nice, man. I like that you said don't pick everything too. You want to just be that one thing. Now, when reading this script, do you recommend we just like run it through like, hello, I'm Dr. Michael of Wonderist Agency, when our patients walk right in? Or do you think like, hey, I'm Dr. Michael, right? And then somebody's asking you, okay, so you know what I mean? They ask like you the question, when your patients walk to the office, what's the first thing they're going to notice? Well, the first thing they're going to notice is what would be best?
Yeah, that's great. So this sort of gets to whether you want to do a lot of editing or a little editing, right? When we go on our shoots, we try to break this up. And part of that is that I really, prefer when people don't memorize things. I think you can I prefer when people don't read a script. I think you can always tell that it's being read. And so, we like to break it up. So I think if you were to do a professional shoot, you should expect that these questions are broken up. If you're going to try to DIY this, I would encourage you to practice this a few times. Again, it's not important that you get every word, but it's more the structure, right? We're doing an introduction. We're describing the practice. We're talking about what makes us different. We're talking about, what are some of the technologies and creature comforts that we offer, and ultimately, what do we want people to leave feeling like? And if you just use that basic structure and speak to that, if you can do it in one take, it's going to make your life a lot easier when you're editing this later. But everybody's got a different style. So I think if you're someone that says, I can take that on and I can really try to formulate a one take, even if you have to do it a few times, then great. If you're someone that's like, I know I can't do that, then Michael, your suggestion of breaking this up into a few questions is definitely the right next step.
Awesome, man. Okay, it's good stuff.
Cool. So here is the thing that makes this special, right? You probably like, okay, so there's this brand video. I've seen people before that, they just like, it's like this head that shows up in front of the screen and they just talk at you, right? They say, our practice is beautiful. It's got this amazing lobby, and you're just watching them talk about it, right? The thing that takes this video from sort of a talking head video to a brand video is this next part. And what we call this either supporting video clips, or in the industry, you might call it B-roll clips, right? And so what we want to do is we want to get clips of the things that you're talking about. So for example, if I'm starting out and I say, when you walk through our doors, you'll be greeted by our friendly team. Rather than having the doctor say that, you want to cut to a clip of someone walking through the door and somebody smiling, right? So we walk you through here some of the different B-roll clips that you can do. So the first one here is patients walking into the practice and engaging, right? And this is where you could come up with 50 different B-roll clips. I often find at this point, to make this really something that's easy to do, just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can get these 5 clips, it's going to look really nice. That's all you need. So we're going to have someone walking into the practice. We're going to have a team meeting, where everybody's smiling, and smiles are key, right? We're going to have the doctor interacting with the patient. Now, here's the key thing. This needs to be sort of pre or post COVID, because we want to see people's smiling faces, right? We don't want instruments. We don't want needles. We don't want drills. We want neat conversations. That's really what we're doing. I'm a big fan of pointing at a screen, educating a patient, making sure that we're connecting. If you have technology in your office that you want to feature, show that off. And then any personal touches. If you have warm cookies when people come in, or a hot towel or anything like that, great time to show that off. The one other thing that I would mention here is that if you're saying, wait a second, it sounds like I need patients in here, our recommendation whenever we do shoot days is that is a friend or a family member, right? So lean into the people that you can call in, and they can help you out a little bit. I would not recommend doing this with patients unless it's going to be a testimonial.
Gotcha. Okay. Good stuff, man.
Cool. So this breaks down what we mean by those clips a little bit more. If you want to get multiple shots, you can see what that looks like. And in our guide, you can actually click on this to see an example. So I'm going to leave that for people that are interested in doing this. If you want to download the guide, you can click this and see real examples. But you can see here that a patient walking in the door can be 3 shots. There's one behind the patient that shows the office team member. There's one behind the team member that shows the patient's reaction. And then you can even do one where they're both interacting, right? So we walk through shot for shot what you need to get in this guide. And again, I'm not going to go into more detail now, but I want you to know that for people interested in this, if you're like, well, just show me what to do, this literally gives you the exact shots that you need to make a brand video that looks like it was done professionally.
Gotcha. And we can download that for free, right?
Yep, download it for free. Absolutely, it's going to be something that we'll make sure to give you, Michael, so you can connect it to the episode.
Perfect. And guys, like I say this time and time again, video marketing sounds easy sometimes, but it's not that much easy. Like there's a lot that goes behind it that you want to make it really, really good. And I know Wonderist Agency can definitely help everybody here with that. If they wanted to reach out to you, Michael, how can they find you?
Yeah, so they can go on our website, wonderistagency.com, and you can schedule directly with our team from there, and we'll have a meeting with you to kind of understand what your needs are and make a proposal. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll have people that will go through this guide, and then they'll reach out to us, and we'll do the editing. But if anyone's like, well, wait a second, we just got through all this, I think I can get all this footage, but like, now what? If you're someone that has an editing background, fantastic. This should be something that, you'll be able to really use this as a content guide and then go in and do the editing. But if you have no editing background at all, and this sounds really daunting, there are some great tools out there that you can use, and you don't have to use an agency like us. The tool that I like the most, and I'd recommend, is a tool called Majesto. And let's see if I can actually pull it up here. So Majesto is this online video editor. You can get it on your phone, which is what I'd recommend you do. And it literally lets you take a lot of clips on your phone, select them in the app, and then it has templates that will literally edit it together for you. And I think it's literally like $9 a month to do something like that. So if you're looking for a do-it-yourself option, Majesto is a great option. If you want help from someone who really understands the dental industry, then Wonderist Agency is obviously here to help, either coming in person and showing up at your office and doing the whole shoot professionally, or sort of assisting on a do-it-yourself or done-with-you approach where you take the content and we do the editing.
That's awesome, man. That's really, really awesome. I'm looking to Majesto too. So I appreciate your time, Michael. And if anyone has further questions, you can definitely find him on the Dental Marketers Society Facebook group. That's where this video is actually going to go, as well as along with the downloadable. And also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can go in the show notes below and download the guide we just went through right now, so you can get the step-by-step instructions on how to properly create videos and market them. So, Michael, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being with me on this Monday morning marketing episode.
Awesome. Thanks so much.